So moments ago we got the announcement of the third faction on Dune Spice Wars, and although guesses were going around the Fremen, House Ordos, maybe even the Emperor or the Bene Gesserit, it were none of those, it were in fact the Smugglers. Red here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day, and in this video I will go over that Steam page, talk about the introduction of the Smugglers, and I'll also leave a link to that page in the description below if you guys want to check it out yourselves and read it on your own time. So basically in this video I'm going to go through that and maybe pause here and there and give my opinion on this new faction as we go along. Introducing the Smugglers. So right out of the gate, looking at their logo, it has this mystical alien-like feel to it, and when this logo was revealed yesterday, many people were speculating that it could be the Bene Gesserit based on this mystical kind of like just the roundness and the way the logo looks. But I do like the logo, and of course it's not the Bene Gesserit, it's the Smugglers, but I do like the way the logo is because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks like this bulky dude just standing there with his hands on his sides. So I do like the way they are representing the Smugglers. Of course, I don't really know much about the Smugglers yet. That's why I'm reading this, but I do like the colors of it. So really curious to see what they bring to the table, basically. So who are the Smugglers? And here we have a gif of their main city being built, just like we saw of House Atreides and House Harkonnen. And immediately you can see that there is a difference in the artistic style of their buildings. It almost has a Persian kind of look to it, but also, you know, if you look at the moments ago I saw at the bottom right there, it has these parts are lying around, which again indicates that there are smugglers, that there are, you know, basically getting scraps of metal around the desert, you know, other maybe buildings and vehicles lying around abandoned, that they just collect that, and you know, it has this underground kind of vibe to it. It really brings out what the Smugglers could potentially be. And like I said, I do like the fact that it's so drastically different from House Harkonnen and House Atreides, and also the fact that their city seems to be built in rocks. So again, it has that underground kind of vibe to it, that sense of, you know, this is a team that you don't really want to mess with because you don't really know much about them. And at the top there, I'm not really sure, it looked like some sort of cannon at the top there, but I do like the way the style of the building is because it's so different from House Harkonnen and House Atreides. But let's go on to the description. As with any high yield market, the spice trade attracts all kind of enterprising individuals. Those who want to avoid the reach of home turn to smugglers to acquire the precious substance, making them a major underground economic power in the Imperium. So right there they say underground economic power. So like I said with this, it has this underground feel to it. So really curious to see how their units and effectively their councilors play out. And wherever there may be profit, there will be smugglers just waiting to play their cards right. The smugglers manage their own territory with an armed force of some political influence. Their agents have their hands in the dealings of every planet, influencing public policies and trade everywhere. After all, secretly the ultimate goal of the smugglers is to one day reach a state where their family will rise to become a Landsraad house in their own right. So here again you can see that the family is not a house. So, you know, like I said, that the developers did state that all 4 teams are not going to be houses, but it does seem like the Smugglers wants to be a house of their own. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's some sort of family politics involved with the Smugglers. So here we have Esmar Tuke, with the leader, which I'm guessing of the Smugglers, and immediately I do like his look. He kind of reminds me of an assassin. Immediately a character that I think of is Basim of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know if you guys know who that character is, but he has that kind of same look to it. I do like his coat quite a lot. I do like the blue, I can't remember what you call that, the blue thing around his neck. I do like that, and I can see a lot of people, especially in the cosplay community, is going to like his outfit, particularly because of this unique look to it. And at the back there, again, like I said with the buildings, it has that Persian kind of style. It kind of reminds me of Prince of Persia in a way, but it has that Persian look to it, and I do like just the way their style looks compared to House Atreides and House Harkonnen. Having been in the trade for many years, Esmar Tuke is the most respected smuggler amongst his peers on Arrakis. With the outset of the spice war between the major houses, the smugglers have banded together under his leadership to defend their interests on the planet. Esmar is a skillful spy master with ties to the Fremen, the Spacing Guild, and the Landsraad houses. He knows when to be tough with his employees and always respect a contract. His men are loyal to his gold, but also to his cunning business acumen. So it says there his men are loyal to his gold, so that kind of makes me think of bounty hunters in a way. So I do wonder if some of his units can essentially be bought over. So if you basically try and haggle with him, try and say you're gonna pay them more, is his units gonna turn on them? Is the Councilors even gonna turn on him? So that's gonna be interesting to see, because Dune Spice Wars has a very political aspect to it. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays into the whole part of the game. So looking at the Councilors, we have Drisk, we have Staban Tuke, we have Banerjee, and we have Lingar Butte. So Staban Tuke, I wonder if it's related to Esmar Tuke. We will read in a moment, because like I said, this is the first time I'm going through it. Esmar Tuke has formed a reliable crew. All of his advisors' loyalty has been tested time and time again through years of criminal operations. They're all dependable professionals who know their craft inside out. Drisk is the loyal quartermaster of Esmar. She is taking care of the regular logistics of most of his smuggling operations. She manages the whole network of spies of Steeg Tuke. Staban Tuke, the son of Esmar, so there you can see it is the son of Esmar, so there is going to be some sort of family intrigue in this faction, so that's very interesting. The son of Esmar has an innate sense of the political landscape of Arrakis. He has many connections in the Landstraat and uses his deep pockets to influence the council in favorable ways. Banerjee is the head of security of Esmar's enterprise. He knows all about the most dangerous individuals of the criminal underworld and leads his crew with a firm hand. Lingar Butte is specialized in water trade. His control of this most essential resource gives him a lot of authority in the Pan and Graben villages. So overall, looking at all of them, I'm definitely interested in Drisk and Staban Tuke the most. But looking at their general gameplay, looking at this GIF, you can see they have some sort of camouflage, some sort of spying there. You can see there's maybe long-range units, and I wonder what kind of ability, if this is more like a time-sensitive ability. So, when you move units, you can activate it and it's only for a few seconds, because it won't really make sense that these units are stealth all the time, because that would seem a bit unfair. And it seems that this front units have maybe swords. It definitely looks like they are equipped with swords. So continuing, starting near the polar regions, the smugglers are likely to encounter the other factions early. Luckily, this plays well with their unique capacity to infiltrate their opponents' villages, profiting from their infrastructure and increasing their reach on Arrakis. It also puts them in an advantage to benefit from the trade of polar waters. In all aspects of their development, smugglers are specialists in optimizing their economic outcomes, parasitizing the development of their neighbors, embedding their underworld into the smallest furrows of their productions. They are renowned for their rapid and meticulous looting of even the smallest wealth of Arrakis. So here we have the smuggler unique units, which are 5 of them. We have scavengers, wreckers, snipers, free company, and combat drone. The smugglers are experts at focusing on vulnerable, easy prey and extracting the most of it. On the battlefield, they take some time to heat up. Their units reduce the supply of their targets throughout fights and benefit from starving units, making them the best faction for long-lasting battles in neutral territories. They also excel at surprising enemies returning home from a tough fight. So like I said, we have these 5 units, the first one being the scavengers, which are opportunist killers who'll do anything for an easy buck. They prefer to attack weak, starving units with their sharpened blades. Their strength increases when their target supplies diminish. Wreckers use chemical weapons to reduce the supply of enemies in an area of attack, which makes them the perfect harassing units, allowing their allies to comfortably loot the spoils. Next up we have the scouts, which are deadly marksmen with modified sniper rifles, which have the longest attack range on Arrakis. Factoring in their camouflage, they are adept at finishing fleeing units. Free Company are the most famous assassins and bounty hunters in the Imperium, equipped with dual swords and impressive stealth gear. Their versatility comes mainly from the ability to mimic the skills of their targets during fights. And then finally, the combat drone is a strong, extremely agile mechanical unit conceived for autonomous fighting to support the smuggler troops. So looking at all of these, the ones that I like the most are the snipers in the Free Company, because like I said, they kind of remind me of bounty hunters, so I do wonder how that will play into the whole gameplay aspect, if you'll be able to buy them out, if you'll be able to, if you have a lot of money, just say, instead of attacking me, attack your leader. So basically you buy them out. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And overall, I do want to see them in actual, hands-on gameplay, not only a few gifs here and there. I do want to see a full match of somebody playing with them, playing, a full, maybe like an hour game with this faction. I do want to see that. I'm hoping that sometime soon the developers will do some sort of stream where they just play the whole game from beginning to end, or just one match with two houses, of course, or maybe even, two different games with showing all three teams, all three factions essentially, because at the end of the day, there's going to be 4 teams. We have House Harkonnen, we have House Atreides, and now we have the Smugglers. So I'm wondering the 4th and final team, or is it going to be the Emperor, the Bene Gesserit, maybe the Fremen? Because we know House Ordos is not going to be there because they're not canon to the books, and the developers are staying close to the books. Maybe in future DLC they might do something like House Ordos, but not for this game, because it's already March and this game is supposedly going in early access in the beginning of 2022. So I speculated that the game is going in early access in April, and the time of this video is March 11th. So, and the marketing team is already pushing hard for this game. The marketing train is already, it's left the station a long time ago. And we've been essentially getting updates of Dune Spice Wars every week or every second week. So I'm speculating that within the next 2 weeks we will likely know the 4th and final faction on Dune Spice Wars, and then soon after we might get some sort of launch trailer, or maybe an early access launch trailer, and then at the end of the trailer it will say, April 21st or something like that will be the early access of Dune Spice Wars. And then of course this game is going to be in early access for about a year, I believe, before we have the final release date of the final version of this game. So that's definitely going to be interesting. And let me know what you guys think of the Smugglers in the comments below. And of course, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything Dune Spice Wars related, then you're already at the right channel. But if you enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, then give me a thumbs down. But please tell me why, so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.